That's right, and welcome to the Total Stickcast. My name's Paul Johnson. I'm a freelance writer, author, vlogger, and creator of a whole bunch of other things. You can head on over to everythingpaul.net to get an eye full of all of that. And with me, as always, the wind whispers his name and the CDC wants to know more about his underwear drawer. It's Ryan Blair.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing on this lovely sunny day?
I'm good, and I think we had sort of discussed this off recording at one point, about mentioning it in the podcast. And with me, as always, is my little puppy Bailey.
Oh,
who you
Bailey
will hear
puppy.
snoring. Yeah, you will hear snoring in the background of some of our recordings, just because she doesn't leave my side and she snores. So That's sort of that. Yeah.
Yep, as the one that has to edit these at the moment, I hear her snoring very, very frequently. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, whenever she wants to pop her head into frame for a little bit of publicity, tell her we could launch her career. Okay, so I hope we have lots to talk about this week. It's going to be a tight hour and a half compared to our normal formula. Maybe not. I don't know. We had to do the mini-sode before this. And I rocked it, if I may say so myself.
You did. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. So if you want to get your hands on that mini-sode, you can head on over to patreon.com/TSC podcast to find out more about that. And to find out how you can get access to our exclusive video feed that we're video feeding right now. And I'm pointing at the people listening. But you can't see that because you haven't subscribed. So subscribe! So what do you have to talk about this week, Ryan? I have a list of things, but I want to know what's going on in Ryanland.
Geez, not a heck of a lot. This week I kind of decided that, I need to start sort of getting back into a regular routine and I don't want to say go on a health kick, but giving my liver a bit of a break so it can flush itself out. And I've been getting up early rather than noon. So that's always a big plus. Although it has left me, and I'm not sleeping. This last couple nights I haven't really slept either. So which is strange considering I'm up early and quite productive during the day. But yeah, it's left me a little spinny, a little foggy brained. Our dryer, shit the bed. So we got a new dryer. And so today I hooked it up and started a load of laundry, get some laundry going. Somehow, some way, the drain hose for the washer came out of the drain.
Wherever you go, appliances die.
Unfortunately, in the drain cycle, it ended up flooding the basement.
Oh no!
So that sucked.
Yeah,
so that really sucked. And our hot tub heater shit the bed, our indoor hot tub. And this is the weirdest thing. Okay, so where we live, it didn't have a basement, and a basement was eventually put in. So they lifted the house, put in new walls, concrete floors, etc., etc. Now, the stupidest thing about that build was there's no drain in the floor. The floors are heated concrete.
Okay.
And they didn't put a drain in anywhere. So, I have this hot tub in the basement that the heater shit the bed. I have to empty it, get it out so we can get a new one in there. And so I have to empty this. I had to empty it bucket by bucket. So that was pretty brutal. But I mean, so on a positive note though, I was able to be in the basement at the time of the flood, so it didn't happen a second time for the second drain cycle. So I mean, there's a positive to everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's my life in a nutshell these days.
Well, the washer died in your last place, so I mean, I think it's you. That seems only fair.
I get that a lot where people say, "Oh, it's user error. It's user error." You know, Naomi keeps saying I'm clumsy, and I break shit all the time. So yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible it's me.
Yeah, Yeah. No, I think so. It's a pattern. You're a serial killer of appliances. It's terrible.
Of everything except for people and animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just appliances.
Oh, it's not just appliances. It's other things too.
Yeah.
So I should expect that vape pen to explode?
Oh, I might, right in my face. But that makes good for good podcasting, for good video podcasting. I mean, I'll break a spatula while I'm cooking, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, I'll rip a page out of a book that I'm just trying to read. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? I mean, I'll rip a page out of a book that's just sitting on a table 10 feet from me without even touching it. Like, just with my mind.
You could make a killing in Hollywood as the before guy in infomercials. The guy that can't pour the milk properly or crack any of the eggs.
Absolutely. I could replace the ShamWow guy. It squeezes, it dices, it chops, it rapes little children, and that's why he's in prison. I don't know.
It punches prostitutes. No, he got punched by a prostitute, didn't he?
I don't know. I can't remember what his story was. I just know that he smoked a lot of meth and ended up in jail for something stupid.
There was some version of hooker punching involved. I don't know if he...
Was there hooker punching? Okay.
The hooker punched him. I don't... It's different than a donkey punch, but I know it's complicated. So, yeah.
I could see him just straight punching a hooker, though.
Yeah, He's so energetic about everything. Like, can you imagine that energy derailed to, like, that wasn't worth $20? Or, like derailed to, like, you're not going to blackmail me? Or just derailed in any direction that wasn't positive or marketing? Like, it would be terrifying.
Yeah. Or meth-related.
Or meth-related.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah. Terrifying and meth-related.
Yeah.
So, you can see that I'm wearing a hat this week.
But yeah, so that's my life. I do see that you're wearing a hat.
Yes, I'm a pirate this week.
I see what kind of hat it is.
I have beads.
I have beads. Where's the patch?
Well, I didn't want to tell you that I was quitting smoking, but it's on my arm. No, that's a lie. That's mundane.
You don't even smoke.
Even true. No, I don't smoke. That's why. Yeah.
You're a vegetarian.
I don't have an eye patch.
Don't smoke
I don't have an eye patch. No. I do smoke pot, and like you, I'm trying to make healthier decisions. I'm trying to smoke slightly less pot. I'm trying to drink more water. I'm drinking like liters. Like sometimes I drink over a liter of water a day now, which is unfucking believable for me. Because before it was really, really hard to get myself to like take like 5 sips of water in a day. So.
Really, and I've known people like that. That reminds me. I always see these memes on Facebook saying, Health Canada or whatever says, whatever, we find it impossible to drink, a liter of water a day, but we can drink 27 beers,
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But, water for me, I love water. Like, I probably drink easily 4 or 5 liters a day.
Really? No, I don't like water. I don't know why I don't like water. It's probably deeply rooted psychologically in me somewhere. There's probably more to it. I lived in a place. I don't know if you remember this. This is like local folklore. But I lived in a place that had gas in the earth underneath that leached into like the pipes and contaminated the drinking water. Up in Linview. I don't know if you ever heard about that. It was in the news a long time ago.
I don't know where Linview is. Whereabouts is that?
Above Ogden. You have Ogden, and then you have a hill out of Ogden of the people who are trying to rise out of the primordial ooze. Yeah.
Yes. They're building on that now.
Really? So a whole bunch of people sued.
Yeah, no, they had started. No, you wouldn't.
No, it sucked. But anyways, yeah. So we got poisoned. We go to the hospital and we were like shitting green, and it was a bad experience all around. Lasted for about a year.
Was it glowing green though?
Being weirdly sick. No, but on an unrelated note, somebody I smoked a joint with one night, a couple days later, got airlifted to the hospital because we were in a small town, and the town there couldn't deal with him at all. Got airlifted by air. And because his neck crystallized, because he had like hepatitis.
By train, he was airlifted.
airlifted by train. He had hepatitis, what is say C? Whichever, somebody out there knows which one makes your spine crystallize. That one. So that's why he got airlifted out, blah, blah, blah. But because of that, everybody he had come in contact with for like 3 days beforehand, they took us in and gave us this like super hardcore dose of fucking antibiotics that we had to take to like ward off the likelihood of us contracting it or whatever. And it was not good, and it made urine glow bright fucking orange. And that's what you made me think of when you asked if my feces glowed.
Oh, that was a bit of a sidebar, but that's okay.
Anyways, so water, I think like I related to that maybe like because I drank anytime I drank water at that point. It's never that I was good at drinking water, but anytime I drank water, then it made me sick. So maybe like subconsciously it drilled in that water is bad. And other than that, when you're a little kid, you never want to drink water, and it's always a punishment. Like, if you don't want to eat that, you can have like, water and bread, and then you go to bed with that, or whatever, to get kids to eat stuff or whatever. Like, water is like not a good thing in my opinion. Water registers with like punishment, imprisonment. Like, water just, it takes so much for me to break that conditioning in my head of like water is evil. Water is what happens when you either can't afford or don't deserve anything better. Like,
that is a weird connection, bud. That is a weird connection.
You think so? Okay, I don't know, but I'm being, it's not a bit. That's, my mind is like, it just has like this, like, water is bad. Like, water is for bad people. Like, so, lately, I've been working much harder to make myself drink water. I got my fancy schmancy water.
Ooh. See, again, I don't judge. But yeah, I absolutely feel like that is just a weird-ass connection. Yeah.
Well, it probably is. If you're listening to this and you think it's not a weird connection, please let us know on Twitter. If you think it is a weird connection, just keep it to yourself. Ryan's water shaming me. No.
I am kind of, yeah.
Are you? Okay. Well, there's a bit of a lag, so I don't see your lips move at the right time. I don't know if you're having that problem.
Yeah, I'm getting a lag as well.
Yeah, okay. So
I think I must be having some internet issues today.
Yeah, I'm almost trying not to look at you. I would say maybe I'm having internet issues, but I don't necessarily... It's totally possible for me to have internet issues, not saying I can't, but our internet's like better than it has to be because I upload videos and I do all this crap, so it's like, we try to have really good internet. So generally it's not my internet. So, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. We've got really good internet too, and I never have an issue with it. I mean, so, you know, same thing we always record on, but yeah, today it seems to be having a bit of a geriatric moment.
Yeah. Well, oh well, whatever. So this week I recorded like 3 lines for a show called the Deadcast Podcast. Fuck, I hope that's right. And they take old retro sitcom strips from like Happy Days and Seinfeld and anything 70s, 80s, 90s, I think. A little bit of the 2000s.
Okay.
So basically sitcoms. They take scripts, but that's how they describe it, so don't fuck up. Anyways, so yeah, so they take these and they reframe them as like horror stories and set them to like creepy music and stuff like that and so on and so forth. So I read for Cal, oh, what the hell's his last name? Home Improvement, though. Al had his Al, whatever his name is. Al had his little
oh yes,
that
yeah.
was, yeah, Boylan. That was Al Boylan.
Yeah, you had mentioned this.
Yeah, and his brother's like his identical or whatever. Blah, blah. So yeah, so I've had like 3 lines for Cal Boylan. So that comes out tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow from when we're recording this. So when you're listening to this, so it's already out. So go listen to the Deadcast Podcast. I think I'm on episode 3. And if it's not up when you listen to this, then just listen to the other episodes because they're good too. They did the Soup Nazi. Some good shit there.
Nice.
Yep. I sound like I'm losing my voice, which is kind of weird, because I shouldn't be. I had a dream about Taylor Swift last night. Somebody built an obstacle course for sperm. Those 2 things are unrelated. You were sick yesterday. Why were you sick yesterday? Did we talk about that
I just had... no, I woke up with a ridiculously sore throat and a absolutely massive migraine.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't. Okay, so I don't normally get migraines. I mean, the odd time I'll get a headache, mostly because Naomi's chirping. But short of that, I don't. And then I was talking to somebody. So with the weather changing, I mean, for those of you who don't know or care, the weather is taking a much better turn right now here in Calgary, and so it's not a Chinook though. I don't think.
No.
I think it's just, I mean, it's that time of year where we start to warm up. But so somebody had suggested that potentially with the pressure change and the warmer weather coming, that, because it's not abnormal for people to get migraines or with weather change or something. And I just, I kind of had to pause for a moment and think to myself, fuck, I'm getting old. Because, I mean, this is shit you hear from old people, like, oh, it's gonna rain, my hips are sore, and, the weather's changing, I'm getting, sore joints and my migraines and this, and I've never heard anybody 20 bitch about that, So, yeah, so, I mean, shit, so, I don't know, I mean, so the migraine kind of started Sunday afternoon sort of thing, and has persisted. It's not as bad today, but it is lingering a little bit. Yeah.
Well, no, I buy it. I buy that it's weather related. It was like minus 25 the other day, and then within 24 hours it was minus 3 or something. Like, it's just stupid. Like, I buy that it's weather related. 100% I do. I have aches and pains too. I have a wrist that hurts when the weather changes sometimes, like, especially if the weather changes and I'm kind of doing something, like, I gotta be really careful. I have, like, a gel pad for typing and stuff like that, and, cause I got a wrist that makes me feel like a fucking old person. So, cause
that's just from excessive masturbation in your youth.
Well, no, that's what I thought too, but it was more from masturbating somebody's face? No, that's not a thing. It was from punching somebody repeatedly in the face. So,
good job.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't even the face. It was when I punched him in the top of the head that did it in. So I think if I wouldn't have done that, I think the face was mushy enough. It wasn't hurting, but punching him in the top of the head was what did in my wrist.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
And I'm not a violent person. So yeah, anyways, I think I've talked about that on the show though before. Anyways, I used to, in season 1, I was, my teenage years were called my gangster years. So, cause we thought we were super hard.
Your emo gangster years.
Emo gangster. Exactly. Yeah, my emo gangster years. So accurate. So unbelievably fucking accurate.
Or goth. Yeah. Or is it goth gangster?
I was like, 50 Cent if he shot himself all 9 times.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Okay, wow. That took a dark turn. Okay, no, I never shot myself. I just emo gangster. That's 50 Cent.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to go from there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I made it awkward. I dreamt about Taylor Swift last night. It was
your hero,
incredibly.
Yeah.
It was incredibly erotic. I dreamt that she was on the podcast. And my biggest concern, and I think I woke up out of fright, trying to establish whether we could technically have her music playing when she came out, and how the right way to ask for that is, considering she probably doesn't control the rights, but her label does, and the stress of that, I think, woke me up in a cold sweat.
Jesus. I think it's time to take a break, buddy.
But on the bright side, I dreamt about Taylor Swift being on the podcast. So, if you want to make dreams come true, Taylor. No.
Yes, because Taylor right now is sitting there listening to our furry episode.
I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it. And that I have that in my notes too. Our last episode was all about being a furry. We had an awesome guest on who's been a furry for 18 years, talking about misconceptions and the lifestyle of furry fandom. So you should definitely go check that out. But if you know that you should check that out, it means that you're listening to this episode. So finish this episode first, but then go check it out. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to smoke less pot. I'm trying to drink less coffee too. I think that'll help. I'm trying to drink less coffee. I'm trying to drink less coffee, smoke less pot, and drink more water. So hopefully all those things pay off.
But less pot, is that a thing? I mean, but less pot, is that really a thing? I mean, in today's society, not only is it legal, but I mean, pot and pot products are used medically, and I mean they're used in a lot more applications. So, does smoking less pot promote more health?
Yes,
better health.
Because like medical pot and stuff, you have like CBD and stuff like that. It doesn't all get you high, right? I mean, liquor's legal too, but you shouldn't drink like every half hour all day just because you can. Like you should, like, I don't know, like. So the main problem is I'm tired. I'm too tired. I'm tired all the time, and I don't want to be tired all the time anymore. And
so get outside from time to time and absorb some sun.
I try. I mean, that's the thing too. I make sure I generally get out at least once a day, and I make sure I do. And it's not even for coffee. Like I go up to the mall and stuff, and I try to make sure I get out once, because otherwise I'm just staring at a computer screen. So I try to do my part. So I'm trying to be healthier. Somebody built an obstacle course for sperm.
An obstacle course for sperm. Okay, I'm just gonna let you explain this because I have no idea. I want to be funny about this, and I want to, but this is just one of those things that you kind of have to just let me explain, because that's, yeah.
So it happened
built
here in
inside
Canada.
a vagina or a mouth?
No. Sadly. A group of scientists at the University of Toronto made a microscopic obstacle course that sperm had to like navigate the maze, and I'm sure maybe over things or whatever. The scientific purpose of this is to help them identify the strongest sperm. So literally, it's like the Amazing Race for sperm. So the one that gets there first, like it fucking he worked hard, and he's not even going to become a person. It's actually a real dick move. I just realized that. Anyways, but yeah. So he literally built a maze for sperm, and I'm looking at a picture of a sperm maze like right now. And
okay, I mean, I just have to interject here for a moment. See, now I'm really confused. So, guy builds an obstacle course,
yeah,
for sperm to see which one is the strongest. But that, and I mean that's brilliant, because there's no such thing like that already invented. Like, when a guy ejaculates into a vagina and the strongest sperm creates a baby or something totally crazy like that. So it's great to know that somebody has done that,
Right?
Is this like sperm Olympics? So like the one that gets to the end gets preserved and then injected into a vagina or something? I don't understand.
I wonder, that sperm should definitely be allowed to like hit up an egg. Like that should be like, there should be an egg at the end of the obstacle course if it's getting that hard. I mean, I'm trying to attach. I don't know why I'm
trying to attach. Is there a sperm hall of fame?
Oh my god, can you imagine? Kid just picking chicks up at, the bar would just be like, my sperm came in number 1.
Yeah. Here's my certificate. Little card in your wallet?
No doubt. I don't know why I'm sending this to you, because this isn't real. I don't know why I'm sending you this picture.
Yeah.
For, like, shits and giggles, I guess. It's the picture they attached to the headline, though. It's not like it's really the picture. It's just, I don't know, some guy had to make this. The team developed the device that hosts
it is the internet. People do make things.
Yeah, I know, right? The team developed the device that hosts a microscopic competition between 100 million sperm. When inserted into the microchip device, the swimmers go through the kind of regional qualifiers obstacle course to narrow the field down to 1,000. Instead of allowing the sperm to swim freely in a corkscrew motion without boundaries, the device requires the sperm to navigate a two-dimensional plane. Okay, like, are you just... This is super technical.
Wow. And there's no explanation as to what the point is.
Just to figure out what the strongest ones are, but I don't know what they're gaining from that, like how they identify that. Like, I don't...
But
like,
okay,
how strong...
so I sit there and at 9 a.m. I spoof into a maze, and then at 9 p.m. I spoof into a maze again. Like, I mean, how can they identify if the same sperm's winning?
Yeah. I hear you. No,
right?
that's
I mean,
exactly
just
what
because,
I'm
I mean... I have no idea about the genetics behind sperm, but I feel like they all just carry a male's genetic code, and there's no way to tell the difference from one sperm to the next. So how do you know? You know, yeah. I mean, what's the point? Like, so if if you can identify between sperms, and yeah, and then so you study said sperm to discover what different proteins, different markers that you can enhance through diet, exercise, etc. to have the best. Like, I don't know, man. I could go on and on, but yeah, I have no idea what the point. I don't.
I don't know. I mean, it's changing the way they look at the way sperm swim, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's they don't really have a good explanation of well, I guess it says here after the initial. Hang on, I have to discipline my robot. Alexa, stop. What is Sentence team hopes to develop technology that will use image-based analysis to further assist in identifying the best sperm for IVF. So I guess if they just, they just want to know what a good sperm looks like, because like I gathered this beforehand. See, like I know they can see bad sperm. Like I'm pretty sure there's just fucked up sperm that just like they're smaller and they're crinkled up and they just swim in one circle, or like I know like there's fucked up sperm. Sometimes like I think like like one in every XXX number or whatever is XXX. I get one, but I think that maybe like maybe other ones would seem bigger under a microscope or whatever. Maybe there's ones that just you can just look at them and go like, yeah, like that's the Bruce Jenner of sperm, or whatever.
Okay, so you're talking about little baby sperm, little runt sperm. Okay, yeah. But who's to say that the runt sperm doesn't win sometimes? I mean, look at Eddie the Eagle, for fuck's sakes.
Well, maybe, and they learn that from this, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel like there's I think that it's the miracle of life, man. It's the weakest sperm can win. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's certainly some genetic rejects out there in the world in terms of people. So you can't tell me that that's the strongest fucking sperm, and you know what I mean? Like,
no. So maybe they learn,
and I mean, maybe sperm don't have brains, so it's not like you can like teach them to sit, stand up, speak, roll over. Okay, swim faster, go team. Like I don't know.
I think they're motivated by something. I'm not sure. They say like they're better at moving through certain things than I don't know. I just sent you two things. One was the thing that I thought I already sent you, but I guess I didn't. And then the other one is what sperm actually looks like under a microscope. So what I was
Tron!
Yeah, right? And the other one is what sperm actually looks like under a microscope. So I'm looking at that picture and I'm thinking like, I mean, you could almost, if that was your life, I mean, you could almost pick a favorite. There's some in there that look different than other ones.
Yeah, that one there looks like it's got a real big dick. No, but I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. That one looks black. How did that get in there? No, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a point to it. I mean, they're scientists; they know what the fuck they're doing, right? But I'd like to see. I'd like to say I'm going to follow this story to see how it plays out, but chances are, no, I'm not. I'm going to completely forget about it in about an hour. But I would be curious if it becomes a thing because, again, I don't see a point. And, I don't know anything about genetics. I don't know if you can separate one sperm from the next. So maybe there is a point,
Yeah, maybe there is. I feel like
something like what do they have? They have I don't know if they still do. I haven't used a condom since like 1926. But they used to have Nonoxyl 9 or something, I think it was called. It was a spermicide mixed in with lube on the condoms.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it's something like that where they're able to develop some sort of little squirt that you squirt up in there prior to sex that blocks the inferior sperm, perhaps?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked a lot about that, more than I expected. That's not a bad thing.
It's sperm, buddy. It's a sperm maze. How can you not talk a lot about it?
I know. That's what I thought. That's what I wondered. But it lasted longer than I expected. That's what she said. So I was reading a thing, because I had to for work, because I was supposed to transplant this story and stuff like that. I came across a line of text that I don't think I'll ever forget again in my life. I'm gonna preface it with the partial, a chunk of text that comes before it, just to get you into the groove first. So a person wrote this and put it on the internet, and people are reading it, and yeah. The Republic of Lithuania gained its independence in 1918, having previously been under the control of Imperial Russia. But in 1939, an expansionist Hitler had cast his beady eye on the nation.
His beady eye.
His beady eye. Hitler and his beady eyes. You know how when you think about Hitler, you just imagine a sweet little puppy dog face just staring up at you, right? Hitler and his beady eyes. What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody definitely won a Pulitzer for that article.
Yeah. It's what I've never, ever, I don't think ever in the history of the world has Hitler ever been described as beady-eyed.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't take the attention off his mustache.
No. I mean, maybe he does have amazing beady eyes. Maybe he's like a Pokemon. Maybe his eyes are just welling, anime eyes, and I've never noticed because I've been too preoccupied by the mustache. Maybe that's the whole thing. You said beady eyes, and that made me think of something. I just watched a movie the other night that I rather enjoyed. No, surprisingly. That I enjoyed, and I'm very much anticipating the sequel. Alita, Battle Angel. Oh, what is it?
Yeah. I guess it's based on a book, but it's about a futuristic time. I mean, the world's all but destroyed sort of deal. You have a floating city where all the, hoity-toity live, and then all the poor people are on the ground. A guy finds half a cyborg.
Okay.
In a scrapyard and rebuilds her, and she doesn't have any memory of who she is, and then she starts to, do her thing, and it was actually really, really good. Yeah. So, and of course it ends, it does end, and now, from what I read on this, it was adapted from a Japanese, let's say a Japanese cartoon?
Okay.
Something to that effect. So, I mean, the storyline does absolutely continue. So, and apparently, obviously, before the sequel gets a green light, it's all based on box office numbers. And I guess, so, and I mean, it's kind of a learning experience all the way around for me. So I guess, in order for producers, directors, whoever figures out and greenlights these projects. In order for them to greenlight a sequel, a movie has to make double its budget.
Okay. So
the budget of this movie was $200 million. So the movie has to take in $400 million. And I guess it's couple weeks in theaters right now in North America have sucked balls. And it hasn't been very well received. But they've gone over into Asia and stuff, and apparently it's doing quite well over there. But that makes sense. You know, like, for people, like, I mean, I would imagine it's a pretty small percentage of North Americans that are into anime and all this Japanese shows and comics and whatever else, right?
Overall, maybe, but there's a very, like, robust culture of it. Like, you know, like, there's a group of very passionate people, but... Absolutely, but I just mean in terms of dollars, you know, I mean, I have no idea who Alita Battle Angel is. Yeah, I mean...
You know, yeah. I've never heard of this, and I mean, even prior to... and then even that other movie that came out a number of years back that I very much enjoyed and had absolutely hoped for a sequel, but it never happened, was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
but again, adapt. No, it's not. No.
Yep.
Not The Last Airbender. I'm going to fight you on this.
Wait, The Last Airbender, but that's just Avatar, isn't it?
No, there's Avatar, which is the big blue aliens, and then there was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, okay, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. What the fuck is The Last Airbender? What?
Oh, you need to get the movie and watch it. I enjoyed it, and maybe I can email it to you.
Is it related to the other Avatar, the big blue people?
No. This is
do that.
This is about a group of the world is separated into like normal people. Or no, maybe there wasn't normal people. There's four factions. There's airbenders, waterbenders, firebenders, and earthbenders. Okay. And so they do these like fucking magic dance moves and all this, and each of these moves that they do with their body produces some effect based on their talent. So the Avatar was the storyline, from what I understand. The Avatar was like the guru, and there was only one Avatar, and he was able to control all four elements, right? But he actually was from the Airbender. This Avatar was from, and he was frozen. He was frozen of some shit because he got attacked at his monastery or something. I don't know. And he was frozen in the water for 300 years or some shit, or 100 years, and so everybody thought the avatars are all gone, all the monks are gone, right? The world's in chaos. The Fire Nation is basically a bunch of bullies. They've captured all the Earthbenders, like they're in control and they're total bullies and shit. And the Avatar actually came from the tribe of Airbenders, so he was actually the last Airbender. But he can also control the other elements. Anyways.
Okay, wow. That's a lot to take in. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, it was really, really good. But, again, it was adapted from a Japanese cartoon. Eventually, the cartoon was dubbed into English. But I think at that point... I mean, I was an adult when I had started watching the cartoon, and I didn't even watch it a bunch of times. I'd only watched it a handful of times. And I don't even think all the seasons in Japan came over here to English. So again, another series that came over from Japan that just it had no exposure. So people are like, okay, the preview looks good. Okay, cool. Oh, but wait, I can go see the Avengers. Okay, fuck Airbender. I'm going to the Avengers. You know what I mean? So, and of course, there's not a lot of people that'll go to the movie twice a week or once a week or whatever. So you pick and choose the movies you want to see, and then you wait till they come out on DVD and whatever else. So yeah. So, and it was again a really good movie. So I really wish that some of these shows that are being adapted from Japanese cartoons or comic books, they get more exposure because again, great movies. So
I can't believe I can't believe there's two things named Avatar just to confuse me. Have you seen? Do
Yes.
you like the Blue people?
The Blue Man Group?
Well, them too. But do you like the Blue Avatar people?
Oh, the Blue Avatar. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and as I understand it, another one's coming out. That's done by what's his name? Nuts there, James Cameron. I like majority of his stuff, and I'm the king of the world. Anyways,
so
no, but yeah, so absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's been a lot of years, so I feel like,
as far as I know, he wants to make like a big number of them. I'm gonna say 7. Maybe it's 5.
7 avatars.
Yeah, maybe
Even
it's 5.
that. Wow.
But
okay.
It's more than 3 or 4. So it's like 5 to
Okay.
7. I might be a little wrong in there. But the plan is to like go like recluse and just like write all of the movies and then just like film them, release with all of the next movies. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that's what I heard. Like there's like a lot of legend around these next. Like, they're gonna all be done and all come out. Like, they're not waiting to go through kind of deal. Like, they're not gonna spend their time in theaters, come out on video, and do all that.
I wonder, though, because, I mean, the Avatar movie had a lot of following. People loved it. Yeah. Expected a sequel, within a reasonable time frame. It didn't happen. I wonder how much interest is still in it. And even for people sort of on the fence, I think that the next Avatar movie has to be better than the first one in order to regain the interest to be able to pull that off where you just, in succession, okay, release, next year release, next year release, next year release, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, or it's gonna fall flat. So it's gotta be good.
So apparently, yeah. So here's the deal. It's 5, not 7. It's 5, and where are the release dates here? And apparently we know when all of them are coming out. We're close to it. Yeah. So. 2020 is when the next one's going to come out, then 2021 and 2025. And then I guess we don't know
2025.
One or other two. Yeah.
Why would you wait 4 years? Like, that's madness.
Yeah. So I guess they're not coming out back to back. It's just that he's got it all planned out already. And I think they're already shooting them too. So. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's waiting to see how the next two do before he waits a few years for them. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, I look at, and they're very expensive movies to make. They're very, very big Hollywood hits, big screen action, a lot of CGI, things like that. And but I look at movies like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings where they came out every year.
Yeah.
Every Christmas they came out, and these movies were huge. I mean, the extended versions are 4 hours long, 3.5 hours long. So, I mean, that's whatever, 10, 11, 12 hours of film.
Yeah.
Right? And it's all, again, it's huge. A lot of CGI. It's a big Hollywood blockbuster. I mean, lot of effects, a lot of, big name actors and what have you. And they did it. So, and I think that was, partially helped their success.
Yeah.
Probably, people get into shit, they don't want to fucking wait.
No, it drove that momentum just building over itself over and over and over again, yeah. I bet they did some of those. I wonder, I'm not going to dive into all that right now and go look it up and stuff, but I wonder if they did actually film one a year, though, or not, because it's, like, I think it'd be pretty labor intensive, and I got a feeling they were filming them quite a ways. Like, by the time we were seeing the first one, they were partway through the second one kind of deal. But I'm not sure if that's true.
Which is fair, but then why is Cameron waiting till 2025 after 2021 to release the next one? It doesn't take 4 years to film a fucking movie.
No, it takes a long time to make something as CGI is that, but nonetheless, I agree. He's doing them all back to back and then just releasing them on those dates. So he's gonna film them whether the demand's there or not. Apparently,
and who knows if it changes the release dates, right? I mean, I guess it's really about wait and see. You know, he likes to make money, right? So if the next one goes awesome and then the next one goes awesome, he may just, go start doing back to back if they're all prepared and done, right? So
yeah, no doubt. Ghostbusters 3 is shooting here in the city. Not right now, but eventually.
Who? What? Ghostbusters 3 with Dan Aykroyd and
yeah.
Okay.
The one that they're trying to fix the franchise or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to after that last one.
Here.
Jesus.
So,
cool.
Extra potential. Yeah.
Cool. What was it? There was... Heard on the radio that they were saying something about somebody was coming here. Was it... somebody was coming to Calgary and it was to film a movie. I want to say Bruce Willis. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank, but I think I heard on the radio yesterday that somebody was coming. Somebody had filmed a movie here at one point. And this person was coming back or something to film another movie. I just can't remember what the hell it was.
Yeah, I might have something about that here. Is this recent though? No, this is a little while back that he came here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not important, but I mean, it's cool.
No.
I think Calgary's a great place to, Calgary and surrounding areas are absolutely a great place for filming movies.
Depends what you're making, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
There's a Die Hard 6, I guess, is going to happen. Do you know about this?
I have not heard this, no.
Okay, apparently as of like this time last year, Bruce Willis was prepared to start filming. So, don't know what that means. There might be a Die Hard 6. I wasn't sure if you get super excited about that or not. I didn't know if you're a Die Hard person.
No, you know what, the first movie was, I mean, the movies were okay. I think they just got dumber and dumber. I think the last one I saw, I think was this his son, not like his actual son, but it was his son in the movie or something. I can't even remember what, but, I'm not in any way excited whatsoever. It's just not, I mean, you get to a point, like, I mean, it's one thing, again, bringing up Lord of the Rings, it's based on a set of books, so you kind of have to, I mean, you can't just film one book and not film the next, and then you can't, they're making a movie about Tolkien.
What do you mean, about Tokyo?
The Tolkien, the author,
Tolkien. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Tolkien apparently. So that would be interesting to see that. But no, I mean these movies that just get pulled out of people's asses. I think they're trying to work on the franchise. They're trying to milk the franchise. Bruce Willis is 150 years old. I like him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just John McClane anymore.
No, exactly. You're no John McClane anymore. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, and it's not a slam to Bruce Willis or anything like that.
He was built that way. He was in shape.
Yeah. Well, and absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that he's done some good movies. Like I mentioned before. I had seen the movie Glass, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And of course he's this tough guy or whatever. Yes. Well, yeah, because the original movie was Unbreakable. Yeah.
I have not seen either one. I don't know. I like Lucky Number 7.
Yeah, it was Yeah, I mean that's old.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm that abreast of Bruce Willis's career. Yeah.
So, have you been seeing? I mean, I don't know. My Facebook feed has been kind of blowing up on this a little bit, but Luke Perry died.
Yeah, Luke Perry died.
Yeah,
He had a
so
massive stroke.
you know,
He
I've
was
seen a lot.
hospitalized for
Yeah, yeah. So I'm seeing all over Facebook. You know, if your girl is 30 or 40 years old, she is not doing okay today. Give her a hug. It's just like, come on. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I don't think there's been any actor that or singer or anybody that's died that I've absolutely just hit the floor and just been a mess. You know, I mean, there's a lot that I respect and love, and you know, and I understand that their presence will be missed. Like Robin Williams, John Candy, you know, Rodney Dangerfield, just to name a few. But you know, I mean, I didn't, you know, go into hiding with a bucket of Rocky Road and a spoon. You know.
yeah.
But you know, I anyway, so it's all over, and I get Luke Perry, you know, whatever, and so anyways, yesterday I guess they on the radio they were talking about heartthrobs. So for people who is sort of your heartthrob, your teenage heartthrobs sort of thing growing up, and somebody actually said Bruce Willis.
Okay.
And I just sat there, and the radio people were like, they're like, oh, that's the first time we've heard Bruce Willis today. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? In most of Bruce Willis's movies, he's a fucking wreck. Like, he looks like a mess.
Yeah.
And I think he's gotten more distinguished looking, more handsome as he's gotten older. I don't really think that he was an attractive guy in the days of Die Hard. You know, I really don't.
He has aged well though.
Yeah, and I think he's grown into his looks, and now that he's older with graying and, you know, his face is aged and matured, I think he's turned into a very handsome, you know, older gentleman, you know.
Yeah.
But no, teenage heartthrob. I was like, sorry, Bruce, if you're listening, sorry, bud, but that's just the truth, and we speak the truth here on the Total Stickcast.
Yeah, that we do. If nothing else. Yeah, no, I've been seeing all about Luke Perry too. I don't really have much to say about it. I never watched the show or anything like that. I mean, I people deal with celebrity deaths in different ways. I think fuck, people deal with things in different ways. I think for some people it's the fact that you spend your whole life, like some people grow up watching these people, you know what I mean, and stuff like that on TV. And it's like like a part of their childhood being plucked away from them, I think, for some people.
And absolutely, I don't disagree with that. I watched 90210. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Okay.
And you know, clearly 90210 did fuck all to launch his career, considering he's been in recent movies like Sharknado repeatedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's nothing to say about his teenage heartthrobness, but no, I mean, even like I said, guys like Robin Williams and John Candy and Rodney Dangerfield, like I miss their presence. I miss their movies, you know, for sure. But you know,
break down and cry when you read about it.
Like I remember when Princess Diana died, and the world all but shut down, and it was like, why? I mean, it sucked. You know, she did a lot for charities and I mean, humanity, maybe, I guess. You know, she was a very positive person.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
You know, and good on her. I mean, you know, she could have just sat behind her palace doors with all her money and just been a total twat. But, you know, she didn't, and so good for her. You know, she was an icon. But, yeah, like, people were just, you know, bawling and
yeah, it's so weird. Because it's all just this weird, bizarre human psychology that if you think about it for too long, it's like, well, we shouldn't act that way. That's not normal. Like, in a, you know, kind of Spockian way. Like, is it like, why should we react to that? We didn't know that person. Like, we have no reason to react to that. But I just think for a lot of people, it's the familiarity. Like, I mean, with Princess Diana, there was a different time, too. Not saying people don't act this way anymore, but there's a different time, too, where the nation followed things. Like, it was, when it was a big, you could go outside and guarantee somebody had seen the same news, because there was four places to get your news from. That was it.
Maybe.
People weren't, editorializing it and making BuzzFeed lists of it and this and the other thing. Everything was very centralized, and everybody was they were trying to keep everybody on the same path. And her story was such that I think people felt very, like she was the people's princess, right? And I think watching that, there's a lot of people who were like, hey, look at, speaking of, hey, look at her. It's your princess.
See, I'll cry when she dies.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Bailey.
I read about a heinous woman this morning.
I'll cry when Bailey dies, or my pug Tequila. Okay, that's when I'm gonna get upset.
Yeah,
but like physically upset. Visibly upset. But I mean, right now, okay, so sort of something that's super close to me, like everybody when what's his name died there, Gord Downey, right?
Yeah.
From the lead singer of Tragically Hip. And, again, I grew up with the Hip. He fought the good fight and he lost and and that was a sad day, I think, for music, absolutely. And so I felt the pain there. But like for me, the close, I think, out of anybody I can think of all the singers and actors and actresses and public people, I think John Mann, the lead singer of Spirit of the West, I think is going to be the one thing out of all the deaths that'll hit me the most.
Okay.
His music has been iconic to me. I've met him in person a couple times. And I've been to 2 of his concerts, and he has early onset Alzheimer's, so I've seen him in concert, especially from one year to the next, where he has his iPad connected to his microphone so he can remember the lyrics. And, he fucks up a couple times, he stumbles a couple times. In the first concert I seen him in, the following year, it's like he's fucking up majorly, and the audience is singing along and getting him back on track, right? So, I mean, for me, but I guess, I guess just because that's something that is close to my heart. Some people it's Luke Perry, some people it's Princess Di. I don't know. I don't know that I'll cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll cry when John Mann dies. I think I'll absolutely, raise a glass for him. But I don't know.
Like, I mean, I think it's a weird connection to, like, just read about it. Like, just, like, Luke Perry dead at 52 and break down bawling. Like, I think just to read about it is weird. But, I mean, the Oscars always has their in memoriam and stuff. And then they have a big swell of music that's made to make, 100,000 people well up with tears. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it depends on the context, too, I think. Like, I mean, like, I thought Mitch Hedberg was sad.
And
do you know who he is? Okay, he was a stand-up comedian. You might know him to see him because he has a very unique stage presence. But I mean, he was like the king of fucking dry-ass one-liners. There's somebody else that needs to be mentioned on that list, and I'm totally blanking on his name. For some reason, Steve, but I can't remember his last name. Anyways, he was the DJ in Reservoir Dogs. That guy is an awesome comedian, too. But Mitch Hedberg OD. So, I mean, there's somebody where it's like... I really enjoyed his comedy and stuff like that, so, a lot of memories of listening to him, so on and so forth. And then...
You cried when Amy Winehouse died, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, buckets. Anyways. And I mean, even there it's tragic, because it's tragic to watch. It's tragic to think, like, this is unnecessary, you know what I mean? Those things are sad, and also, from the perspective of when you're that big of a fan of somebody, I guess you're also losing... the ability, like, you're never gonna see this person live now. You're never gonna this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like, they're done making things now. That's not a part of your life now.
Yeah, depending on the impact that particular person had. Yeah, I mean, I can. Yeah, I definitely see the angle, and especially, like I said, I was okay, Bailey. I was I'm being attacked.
I can barely
over
see
here.
you because the leg was messing with me, so I'm trying deliberately not to look at you, but every so often I notice there's a puppy there.
Yeah, she's fucking attacking me. Like when Robin Williams died, I mean, that was definitely something I didn't cry over it, but I definitely felt something over it because, it's such a relatable thing how he died. You know, the struggle and the battle that he went through. I mean, it's so relatable. It humanized him even more than he already was. And absolutely, I'm definitely, the world is worse off not being able to see his comedy and his movies, because he generally was an amazing soul. You know, he really was.
And it's sad to see people, and I think it's sad for some people too to find out that somebody's suffering that much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Depending what lens you know Robin Williams through, that's a stark revelation for a lot of people. I mean, I was never that disoriented, that, I don't know, like, I never thought, like, oh, I'm sure he's that way all day long and he's perfectly healthy. There's no way he did coke all those years because he was that well grounded. You know, like, I was none of that, but I think there's a lot of people who didn't recognize him in that way, who didn't know him so much maybe as a stand-up even. Or that didn't know him as anything like that just knew, you know, Flubber, Mrs. Doubtfire. They might be movies they've watched 100 times over. It might be the movies they come home to at the end of the day, that make them believe that, you know, okay, it's okay. There's still reasons to laugh out there. You know what I mean? I think that's part of it too. I think that, and I don't know, like, Robin Williams makes me so sad. We talked about him a couple episodes ago. I think he smells like BO, with all due respect, I just think he looks like he smells like BO. Anyways, but I mean, it's sad because he isn't. Anytime
well, he probably stinks now.
Yeah, he sure stinks now. Oh God, too soon. But I mean, he never. When you watch him, he couldn't be him. I don't think, even if he knew what that meant. Inside the Actors Studio was one I watched with him. I can't remember the name of the guy. I find him kind of but he sits down with the people on the stage, and I can't remember what it is either. I'm just such a great storyteller. There's a school of acting that gets to see these presentations, and they bring in people from all over the world, like Robin Williams, generally famous, generally funny or improv-based people, to come in and talk to the audience. And, like, it's a very down-key show and stuff. People talk, just talk slowly about their craft, so on and so forth. And, like, I remember Robin Williams on there, and he's like an alien that's just been dropped into this situation. Like, he's still Robin Williams. There's no turning off the Robin Williams until about an hour into the show, where he finally sits down, and he finally talks, and the accents stop, and the overacting stops, and the in your face, I don't know what I am yet, so take this. Stops,
I hear
and
you.
he actually settles down to a level of humanity where you go, holy shit, like, I can see talking to this person in a room. He's not a character anymore. He's not an animation anymore. He's not.
Yeah, it's
like,
tough to see him other.
The genie was the perfect role for him, because that was what he was. He was a shapeshifter in everything he did. He was always, like, from one accent to another, and it's sad because you see that when you look.
It's really sort of it's tough to put him in a light other than, you know, than a character. It's tough to paint him in your mind as something other than the funny guy. You know, and that's what I say. Like, I mean, you know, he kills himself because he's manic depressive, and you know, and that humanizes him, you know, in the last minutes, that humanizes him, right? So no, it's but that's it. Everybody reacts differently to different things, to different different deaths, and like I said, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who don't even know who John Mann is, and don't know who Spirit of the West is, and you know, but for me, I will definitely be affected by it. So, you know, I don't know what your thought process is, but, you know, we've been going here for a bit, and we should probably get on to our word of the day.
I think so. I think it's like word of the day and trivia time. Generally, if we take a break of any kind, we do right now, right before trivia and word of the day. So if you need do you want a washroom, anything of that nature, want a moment to grab a drink?
Yeah, I'll fill up my water.
Okay, I will go do similar things.
I'll do a stretch too.
And I will meet you back here. I'm starting to think I need a much better chair for how many hours of the day I spend in front of my computer, because my little green chair is starting to break my ass.
It's worth the investment.
I think it is, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to walk soon. Okay, I'll see you in a sec.
What you chewing on? What you chewing? Chewing on. I think this tow truck driver just fried this poor old lady's car.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay, there you go. You think a tow truck driver what?
Just fried this poor old lady's car outside my place.
Oh.
Like a tow truck driver pulled up, and I thought someone was getting towed, but it looks like she's getting a boost. So she pops the hood, he undoes the cables, he hooks him up, she jumps in the car, turns it over, and then the whole fucking under the engine starts smoking.
Okay.
Thick white cloud. And then he quickly pulled off one of the booster cables, and it stopped, and then he flipped them. So I think he put them on wrong.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I don't know.
That's
because I've seen him flip them. Because right. Yeah. So then I heard him saying to her, like, I couldn't hear the whole conversation, but I didn't hear much of anything what she said. But I heard him say, "Yeah, I think you need a new battery." So clearly he's not going to own up to it. So. Yeah, it's too bad.
Wow.
Anyways.
Wow. Want to talk about other horrible fucking human beings?
I love horrible human beings.
I don't know why I'm bringing this up. I could have gotten away with not bringing it up. You mentioned something about dogs earlier, and I said, oh, that reminds me of a horrible human being, and then I didn't elaborate. So I don't know why I choose to now. So I'm a part of pet groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
Where like you know what I mean already. Like you can get like they help with food, this and the other thing. They help people find resources. Yeah. So somebody in there, this older woman, probably I would guess through context and profile picture, maybe in her 60s, 50s, 60s. Her she has several adult children. Several of them have kids. I didn't click on her profile and stalk her. Anyways, so that's the thing. Anyways, so she has a dog now that she's been saddled with because it used to belong to one of her daughters. Her daughter had this dog for 13 years, grew up with the dog, moved out, and she wants to put down the dog because she's done with it. And so her mother took it so that wouldn't happen. And so now she's kind of accidentally adopted this dog because the kid grew up and went, I don't want this anymore. Take it in and kill it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
What a fucking human being. What a
Yep.
What the fuck? What is your what's your context to life? What's your
Yeah, that's
what is that even? How do you
Yeah. That's something else, man.
13 fucking years.
That is something else. I couldn't imagine I've had Tequila for her birthday's May 1st, so I've had her since she was a puppy. And I couldn't imagine getting rid of her. When I moved out of my house and I couldn't bring my cat Whiskey. I mean, it was Shannon's cat, so but it was just I didn't know what the fuck to do. I mean, and so I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. I mean, Whiskey was 13 years old, right? And cats obviously don't have. Yeah, I mean. They can live to be whatever, but 13, they're in their senior years, right? And so I mean, I didn't know what to do because it was just kind of I could rehome him, and then what? He ends up being abused for the last however long he's gonna live.
Yeah,
right? So,
and I mean, that's such a shock to him.
Yeah, so I mean, I had thought about putting him down, but I mean, I ended up giving him to Melissa, who, fucking is a complete whack job, and she she started trying to get rid of him, and she's posting all over the internet and slandering me, saying my ex-boyfriend just dumped this cat on me and I can't have it where I am, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that kind of psycho? I thought she was really, really into animals. I thought you meant she's a psycho, like, now the cat owns more clothes than you do. Like, I thought that's what you meant. What the fuck? Really?
She's a fucking nutter, dude. Absolute fucking nutter. So, yeah,
Who did we work with that was really, really into animals? They brought their dog in and stuff.
Me?
No. Somebody, yeah, I know. Yeah, I think you did have your little pug in there, but it was a big dog. And it wasn't you, because you're you. You're not somebody. Like, I wasn't.
I'm not somebody.
Oh, fuck, I thought that was her. Okay.
No.
Maybe I'm
oh,
not
well, yeah, no. Well, she has a big dog, but I don't remember her ever bringing him in. Because he was, or she, I don't know, anyways, didn't really like people because she was from an abused home or whatever.
Oh, well, I'm off my fucking
Yeah,
order.
I can't think of anybody that strikes true.
Sorry, I took that down a dead end
now
alley.
this tow truck's blocking the fucking driveway. Anyways, okay, well, let's move on with this. Are we ready?
Sure.
Okay,
so word of the day. Sure, let's do that.
Okay, word of the day. Okay, so your word of the day is deepmophia.
What? Deepmophia?
Deepmophia, spelled D-E-I-P-M-O phobia.
Deepmophobia.
Deepmophobia.
Okay, it's a phobia.
It is a phobia, good sir.
Okay, well, let the bullshit begin. I have no idea what it takes. There's no root word in there. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so that's yeah. Quite obviously, the word has German origin. I can't help but think it has
obviously
really much else, or Middle Eastern, but I would say German origin. It's a fear of loud motorized sounds. So things like maybe planes or large trucks passing, that kind of thing. Not so much like loud bangs. That's not so much your thing. No, what really scares you is the sustained, the motorized sound, loud motorized sounds.
So a gunshot wouldn't bother you.
A gunshot wouldn't bother you as much. Not more than the average person. No.
Yeah.
No. Like standing next to a train going by would be way worse than a gunshot. You would barely survive that shit. So that's what it would be. And the deep part is has some kind of Germanic root word that involves larger, and the mo is representative of the term of motor, of course, because
well, of course. I mean, it's German origin, and we all know that motor in German is mo. So
definitely 100%.
Yeah, and here I thought with the mini-sode that you might actually pull this one off.
Yeah, I did so good in the mini-sode.
Yeah, you failed.
Okay,
yeah,
so how
and I mean,
far did
it's
I fail
like
by?
not even close. It is the fear of dinner party conversations.
Really?
It is. I wouldn't lie about something as serious as deepmophobia.
Never would I imagine. Yeah, I have that.
Okay, yeah, I think. Yeah, you're also a tits optimist, so that makes sense.
I don't like talking to people. No, like if it's like here's a person you have to entertain with small chat for 15 minutes. No, I would rather die. So yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Right, so that's deepmophobia for all you people liking to learn new words. There we go. Make sure you use that in your everyday sentences.
I don't feel like that's mellifluous enough to make a comeback in future episodes.
No.
I remembered it.
Yeah, mellifluous, yes. All right, so now we're on to our Biggie Sode trivia.
Yeah, so yeah, Biggie Sode. You're gonna make that a thing, eh?
I absolutely am. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it.
What in the world is today's trivia?
Random.
Random? That's not a theme.
I was gonna do a theme, but I decided to go random.
Okay.
Right? Just to mix it up a bit. Right? Computer's freaking out. Okay.
I can still hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, I got 20% battery, so we gotta make this work. Okay. Oh, yeah. Love Child Ermagerd.
Yeah, Love Child Ermagerd.
Okay, so, yeah, no, just random national facts.
Okay.
Okay. So what did George Washington insist his Continental Army be given in their daily rations?
Okay.
Okay. Was it beer? Was it whiskey? Was it cocaine? Or was it opium?
I'm gonna say opium.
It was beer. Woot woot.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
I was thinking opium painkiller and stuff. Really?
I think any of the answers would have been sufficient in terms of receiving. So, in your daily rations, I think I probably would have been fine with all of it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was beer. Yeah, it was beer. Okay. Now, when Canada's Northwest Territories considered renaming itself in the 1900s, one name that gained support was Canadian Territories, Bob, Snowfields, Eskimo Territories.
The Canadian Territories seem easy. I feel like Eskimo Territories is almost somehow racist now.
This is in the 1900s.
But that's what I was gonna say. But maybe back then, there's a potential that shit would have flown. I'm gonna say Canadian Territories.
Bob.
Like my uncle? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
What? Bob gained traction?
Bob. Yeah.
That shit was almost named Bob. You're kidding me.
No, wouldn't lie about something like that. There wasn't a real big explanation on this one, so I can't give you any more details than that. But should you desire, I'm sure you can get some information on the old Google.
I'm troubled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob. Okay. Yeah, Bob.
I'm going up to Bob to work. Where are you? I'm in Bob.
Okay, yeah. See, now I'm gonna leave. I should have made that the last question, so it ended on a high note. Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, question number 3. What is the most shoplifted item in Europe? Is it condoms, booze, candy, or cheese?
Booze?
Cheese.
Really?
Yeah, and in the
that
United
sounds like such a weird...
well, in the United States, it's candy.
Really?
Yeah, or North America, I think, was the other part of that question.
I guess they're unprotected items in most stores, too.
I only had 4 questions for you? I'm failing.
What?
Did I skip a question? I did that earlier with Love Child Ermagerd. Thought I had 5 here for you. I forgot the first question.
Okay.
All right.
Question number 1.
Question number 1. Between 1900 and 1920, which was an Olympic event? Was it mud wrestling, tug-of-war, caber toss, or arm wrestling?
Tug-of-war.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I almost knew that, like, in a weird way. Like, I wasn't even, like, I did, yeah. That's awesome. Okay.
I think I would have gone with arm wrestling more than tug-of-war, but alright, it absolutely was tug-of-war, yeah.
I feel like I knew that. Yeah.
Well, at least you're going to get one right.
I was like, that was, yeah. Well, yeah, at least I got one right. Unlike the mini-sode where I absolutely
You crushed it. Yeah, you crushed it. So if you put them together...
If you want to know more about that, or if you want to see a video feed of today's show, you can go to www.patreon.com/TSC podcast. I don't think you really need to say the www anymore, but it makes me feel good. Reminds me of my childhood when things were simpler.
And water was a punishment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when water was punishment. That's right. Over there you can find the weekly minisodes and at least 2 video feeds a month of this crazy shit that we're doing. We're making one right now, and Ryan's phone's gonna die, so we have to go.
I still have one more question.
Yeah. Oh, you still have one more question?
Yes.
Oh, I did such amazing plugging for that.
Yes.
So you'd have one more question?
Yes. Right.
What?
So
You're
question.
fired. Okay.
So the last question is, how many ingredients are in the McRib sandwich? Is it 70, 120, 30, or 55?
Wow. Okay, how many ingredients
are in the McRib sandwich?
Give me my numbers again.
70, 120, 30, 55.
120?
It was 70, but I mean, still an absolutely unreasonable number of ingredients for a rib sandwich.
Yeah, very unreasonable. That is the best word possible.
Yeah, like rib, it's fucking meat and barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce only has, like, you know, tomato sauce and vinegar and fucking spices. You know what I mean? It's like a few things. Bread is only like flour, water, and eggs and yeast. So where the hell are all the other shit coming from? So yeah, kind of a disturbing number.
Yeah, all these things are gonna have their triglyceride, whatever, monopolyness to keep them fresh and stuff. But even at that, I mean, fuck, I might be able to imagine a place for 20 ingredients. At best.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine, like, flour, water, you know, like, breaking it down to, like, but I can't...
So think about that next time the McRib comes back and you want one, and think, that looks delicious.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, but it's the McRib.
Chances are, I'm not going to want one.
You haven't always been one.
What's that?
You haven't always been a vegetable.
No, that's true, that's true. And besides, with 70 ingredients in it, I'm not sure if it's meat, so maybe I could eat it.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is my final question. So now, if you care to conclude, you're welcome to.
Yeah, well, no, because, like, I had such, that was just, I'm in disbelief. In disbelief.
You were on a roll, too. It was all, man, it was flowing beautifully. I was on such a roll.
It was organic.
It was very organic.
Never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Well, that's it now. This has been, I think that's it for us, yeah. This has been the Total Stickcast. Bye!
Bye!
Thank you for joining us on the Total Stickcast. The Total Stickcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts, including Google Play, Apple, Spotify, and Stitcher. We appreciate your ratings and reviews as they help other people find us and help us to grow. Please take the time to let us know what you think. The Total Stickcast is hosted and produced by Paul Johnson and features Ryan Blair and Terry Savage. You can connect with Paul Johnson directly on Twitter at OffTheLP or at everythingpaul.net. That's everythingpaul.net. You can find the Total Stickcast on Twitter and Facebook at Total Stickcast. You can also reach us by email at TotalStickShow@gmail.com. My name is Larry G. Jones, and this has been the Total Stickcast. Thank you for making us a part of your day.